So here comes the filler episode. On my filler episode, I'm gonna hit quick play and see what we get, but although if we can do perfect disguise and or good old times, sure, but we'll see what we can do. So let me just make sure, because in Festival you can get their Caracasa mask, so theoretically speaking, I can go for, I have the chance to do a lot more achievements as we get into Yogata, Kira's birthmarks, all perks, Mizuki? Well, we can still work with ally attack, especially if we get, but we're like rolling the dice, because fast swimmer, adrenaline would help out, so would fame, but strength, knowledge, dexterity, blah blah. Although if we want Carpenter Hammer, we would probably need to do a thing. I don't mind doing that as Mizuki, it's just not the best, and maybe we'll see why, but this is what, we'll see what kind of luck we get. Let me just make sure. Second mystery, our second encounter is a maybe. Takushi-san is second, but whether or not I'll remember that, eh. But we have everything except the charisma check, that I know. And yeah, we are going to set the hardware store. So I guess we're not working with ally attack, because you either have to pick either or. Actually, I could do this. You know what? Yeah, we could do that. Because if I happen to pick up Kana, we'll see. Hopefully I pick something else. I didn't pick the occult store, sure. But maybe, because I think you can pick up a ritual robe from somewhere else. Am I going crazy? I think I was going crazy. I should have just set the occult shop. Well, too late now. Either way, we'll move out and see what happens. So, and then the last little other tangent thing, as I have Akamanto Coma, Footage Arms, and Household Hell, is that if I will be scheduling a stream for a different game, and that will happen, sometime in the next 6 to 12 hours from when this video releases. So, because Jordan, probably future Jordan, is doing something right now. So, yeah. Yeah, I should have set the occult store. I'm not really planning to use the vending machines as Mizuki, but maybe if something happens. Also, did I never check the... Did I not check the cupboard, by the way? Now I just feel sad. Well, either way, we're gonna stick with whatever we get here. Well, we'll reroll once, just to see. And yeah, we do get the Carpenter Hammer, but it's been a long time since I played an actual weapon with Mizuki. Unless I was forced to, like, Zektas or something. Zektas doesn't hard force you to, but it's certainly a good idea to do it. Also, Yogata, that's right. What's our backstory again? Curious birthmark, so... Let's see what happens, shall we? Let's see what happens, is what we're trying to say. Mansion twice. We could pick up a spell. Yeah, spell, because there's a bookshelf event where we can grab spells. But whether or not it's regeneration and or expel evil is a whole different story. In fact, I may want... Oh, we don't have the thingy. Well, hey. At some point, I do want to grab students anyway, if for no other reason than to send them at an enemy. But for the moment... And if there's anything else, yeah, I think there was a comment at some point that talked about, having trouble with achievements, so... And this is not primarily... Again, the achievements I'm trying to do, you don't have to beat the mystery, but hey... if nothing else, trying to survive here. Again, I feel like I do a good job of usually trying to go through what I'm doing during a run, so that you can succeed. Now, I also explain at points. I don't think I'm often wrong, but there are moments when I make decisions, and for that reason, you do need to kind of turn your brain on a little bit when you're playing World of War. So, we could lose 2 more reason here if we miss twice, but that's what we have to do. We don't have to. In fact, I probably should have just run here. All things considered, taking 4 reason damage isn't great, but I want to get away, so... Although we could just die immediately to reason loss, and if that happens, it happens. Now, we do get an attack dog here. That's not normal, but you gotta deal with the good RNG you get. Now, if I were really trying to prove a point, I would just let go of this attack dog at some point, but hey. Also, we have Yoichi, I just realized. I should have let Yoichi go. But I guess we can now just send Yoichi at someone. I could also still just let him go for funds. But until that moment... is this reason or stamina? I don't remember at all. Thankfully, that was Doom. I actually didn't remember that event. Gosh dang it. We quote-unquote die there because of Mizuki's thing, right? Because you need at least 3 allies? Safety in numbers? Never mind, I'm going crazy. Was it this? Or was it one of these? I don't remember. Why did I lose reason there? Yeah, see? I don't even know sometimes. All I can do is laugh. I do have to force a laugh sometimes. I do believe in, forcing a laugh to put yourself in a better mood, if nothing else. But at the same time, I'm also still just having fun. We will level up here and probably heal reason. I don't want to just hold on this, so... What are we gonna do? We're doing household hell something. So the thing I'm thinking about here, really quickly, this is a very minor point, but if I had, say, Coma and Ward in the run, or say Metamorphosis and Sailors, or either of those two mysteries, I would pick Fast Hands, because there is a chance you run into Burning Man or Dull Nurse, which means you can improvise infinitely, and Fast Hands grants you more perks when you improvise by giving you either a brick or an empty bottle on top of the branch or broken bottle. So, yeah, but that being said, we're going to take Fast Learner instead because we're probably going to get smacked a lot running Carpenter Hammer. Carpenter Hammer, you're normally doing prep attack, prep attack. If you're a high strength character, you get to brace prep attack, but normally if you get a damage increase, Carpenter Hammer works a lot better because, one, you're going to be building into strength anyway, and two, when you build into strength that way, you get to brace and then profit with more damage per damage taken. In this particular instance, we have the attack dog. We do have to hit a 95% twice, but usually that's not going to fail you. We did lose reason there, but I should rest. Another crucial piece of advice, if nothing else to take away from this, we have 7 charisma. Why would we even pass that? We're going to do a salty run back, by the way. Usually you should be resting. That is the most important thing, because there's no reason to die at 47% Doom, while that is quite high for being on the second mystery, in my opinion. Yeah, it's better than dying immediately and the run ending prematurely. So we're going to get into the next run, which is going to be a Thotu Scars character exclusive Haru. This is more my alley, especially with Scars of Thotu and Haru together, because Scars means you undo the Thotu damage taken, and being a Haru means we get to kick a lot, and we benefit from both Hard Knock and a Thotu. So basically, our kicks are we get at least around 12 near guaranteed damage per turn, and possibly 16 per turn. This is a good chance. Dexterity, knowledge, strength, maybe every single stat check, but definitely both seconds. No Tachi-san. And that's important for Haru specifically, because Haru, when you smoke cigarettes, you sometimes want to save things for Tachi-san. Even though Tachi-san is mostly a pushover for like 75% of your runs, you do want to make sure that you beat him in a prompt manner, because you don't, especially on Harbinger, you don't know if your Doom is going to be at like 93% entering the Lighthouse, or maybe 70% and you're just perfectly fine. That being said, though, this is going to super help us, so we're going to take that and heal stamina. Double healing stamina here is worth it. We're getting -1 damage received on top of Scars, on top of Thotu, so overall a -1. And if we get Kana here, this is a god run pretty much. If I die, it's because I failed every single event. But we don't get Kana because I'm not going to reroll. If you are trying to do achievements, I highly suggest you reroll. There's no reason to deal with the RNG you're being dealt, unless that's, part of the challenge you want to impose on yourself. Or you respect your own strategic mind more than and try to test it against RNG. But hey, Metamorphosis, Festival, Nails, Sailors, and Arms. So we're going to take Nails first and see what happens. First things first, though, as again, just in case we have new people, if you have the prepare action at home and you're playing Haru, you must prepare. This cigarette case and this cigarette case must stay in your inventory. It is that crucial to keep in mind. Although what you do after this, some people treat twice for funds. Some people, or I personally like preparing here. And then what you do is, if you have vending machine, which is also near mandatory on Haru, you can make it work without, but you want to enter this and get a pack of cigarettes. The brick is an added bonus, which I happen to get, but let's assume for the moment that I don't have it equipped, even though I've equipped it here, and, I'll at least show you what we can do with kicks. Sex perception, by the way, thank you. And away we go. Oh, we did not, well, one more thing. One last thing, the police station is also near mandatory for your town as well. It's given to you by default, so there's no reason not to use it. And what you're most likely going to use it is on your highest threat level location. You put the patrol somewhere. I'm just going to put it at the village because I forgot my mysteries. But if you are working with things, it'll null out any location that you don't have any threat level for. But you basically work down the list. If you have no max threat levels at the moment, set it to a high threat level location. If you have no high threat level location, set it to a low one, which again should be explanatory, because the game will null out any no threat level location. No matter where you put it, you're gonna see some benefit. But usually you want to prioritize either high threat level or max threat level. Max threat level if you worry about Doom. High threat level if you're worried about stamina and reason. That's the simple way to put it. And not much else to say. For Nails specifically, there are certain points. So in that event, I always choose a run before he notices you, because you only lose 1 Doom as opposed to failing and possibly losing 2 stamina. 1 Doom, there is a kind of a... Oh, nice 10 roll, by the way. There is a, a balance. Usually it's something along the lines of... Some people say 2 Doom equals 1 stamina equals 1 reason. I put it a little higher and say like 2.5 Doom. Sometimes you get a little higher and say 3 Doom equals 1 stamina equals 1 reason. But I personally say like 2.5. 2 is a bit much for me, but it's understandable because I said that at 1.2 because Lighthouse rest. When you rest at the Lighthouse, for those who don't know, or who don't do it enough and you don't remember, also we didn't smoke a pack of cigarettes, but that's fine. You can rest at the Lighthouse for 2 Doom, and you heal 1 stamina, 1 reason. So that's kind of where it's coming from. And because stamina and reason are split into 2, so hitting 0 on either of this game means you game over, then yeah. Also, we're gonna... No, do we need to gamble here? No, we don't need to gamble here, do we? This should be guaranteed no matter what. So hopefully I don't have Akamanto. I know I have Metamorphosis. So that's why I chose the handcuff there. Again, small tips here, if you pick up only a few things, maybe one of the things you pick up here is that when you pick up the handcuffs from the PlayStation where I got them, then when you're looking at your mysteries, for example, I don't have any other human bosses other than Nails, which is what I just took. So therefore, when I take that, I know I have a guaranteed use of handcuffs, and I don't have to worry about, okay, am I going to run into Miku? Do I want to use the handcuffs on Miku? Am I going to run to the Young Witch? Do I want to use the handcuffs on Young Witch? You can look at your mysteries and say, okay, that's the one I want to use handcuffs for. My general rule is that if you have the one human boss, whether it's from just Nails, whether it's from Akamanto non-ending A, then you just point at that mystery and say, I'm going to use handcuffs there. I'm just going to use the handcuffs there. If you can use the handcuffs. If you can't, then you got to make do with what you've given. I mean, there's not much else to say. I accidentally almost entered the vending machines again, but I'll take a breath here. Just 1, to take a sip of water, but 2, to also let the information sink in. So yeah. There are a lot of micro decisions that you want to make. If you're working with base events, definitely learn the base events. There's no reason not to. I mean, you can try to work without that, but I mean, when the game rolls 12s, the least you can do when if you know your events is say, okay, if I fail these events, if I enter the apartment, how many of these which events can I roll? And if I fail them, what kind of damage I'm going to take. In essence, though, most locations, if not every location, has a fair spread. But if nothing else, when you enter an event and you have more than one choice, you can at least make a calculated decision based on what you're willing to gamble and what you're willing to lose, essentially. I should dodge here for all intents and purposes. Again, this is a very... I know I said it before. I don't like that I said it, but I think it's a good general rule not to use the dodge action, but there are situations to use it. For example, this very specific example, and I think the most use case situation is an enemy does 1 damage. That's the first requirement. The second requirement is there a good chance that you can defeat the encounter on your second turn, but really the next turn after you dodge. So in this case, it's my first turn, but say that this is even my third turn and the enemy has 19 HP. If they're doing -1 reason damage, if I dodge and hit these 2 kicks, the enemy is at 11 HP. The next turn I can do this. This is what I mean by making calculated decisions. But for the moment, yeah, we're gonna do this. If I don't dodge, so be it. Now there's a chance you can fail, but it's a very, very low chance. There's a very low chance that I miss both of these kicks. That is the ultimate oof situation. Unfortunately, we did get hit, but either way, we're very likely to hit 3 out of 4 kicks here. That's what I'm trying to say. It is possible to miss 3 or more kicks, but normally that's not gonna happen. So, and with the power of a nicotine rush, again, which is why you want to smoke cigarettes as Haru in-game, then yeah, you really want to benefit from the faster speed action and the hard knock damage increase. However, if enemy is doing 2 stamina damage, there's another kind of dodge rule, but instead of dodge, you're using brace, where, again, I think this is the most important thing that sometimes flies past people, is that when you brace like this, say this enemy only had 20 HP left, if I do brace kick, I only take 1 stamina damage, and when you defeat enemies on the same turn, they don't deal any more damage. So, say my next turn, I do this, I brace, I do 2 kicks, it has, say, 20 HP minus 8, it has 12 HP left, I only take 1 stamina damage, then I do 4 kicks, I hit all 4 kicks, obviously the enemy dies, and I don't take any more stamina damage. But since that's not the case, we're just going to go all out here. Again, you're making calculated decisions. Here, again, this is a calculated decision. I could try to take no damage at all, but then I'd have to hit every single kick, and if I pull up a calculator here really quickly, unless I'm doing the math wrong, I love binomial. This is not binomial probability, but it's still probability. So, yeah, 80%, 80%, 80%, 80%. There is a 40.96% chance I hit all 4 of these kicks. So, if you're feeling lucky, sure. If you're not, do what I'm going to do. And do this. I think there's one more safer option, but for the most part, you want to go for this, and then if you hit 2 kicks like that, then you can just prep kick. Don't do prep kick if you're trying to fit in more kicks, but you get what I mean. You can do something like this if you want to be really safe. But either way, you have a 100% chance to hit 2 kicks, which is why I personally like saving time and just doing prep kick, because that wastes less real life time than that. Also, we got Fetid Fumes. We're on Scars, but that could hurt us. Now, I could take Festival, but we're going to take Metamorphosis instead, because on your 4th mystery onward, enemies do an extra point of damage, whether you're on Harbinger or not. But again, thankfully we have Scars plus Protective Carving, so in a way, we're on True Believer-ish, minus the Doom decrease, minus a few other advantages you normally get. But, hey. Did I make a mistake? No, I was going crazy. Yeah, I was going crazy. Okay, well, I didn't hit 2 kicks there, so I should have actually dodged. I don't know why I braced. Did I brace, by the way? I think I did. Anywho, we dodge now, because either way. Now, I should trade Reason off here, and if I get the chance to, again, I don't personally recommend you do this unless you're about to top off your Reason, like guaranteed. What my reasoning for doing this is that I don't know if I'm going to get... If I heal Reason in the next, like, event or 2, then all I've done is waste Reason. But that's a calculated risk that's more dangerous, in my opinion, that I would not recommend other people take. If, like, the biggest example, or the most frequent example of this strategy, where you trade Reason for Stamina or Stamina for Reason, aside from you're about to die to one, is that you're taking Flood, and in the boss of Flood, you normally, if you do the same strategy that I use and some other people use and rest at Flood, you're probably going to be topped off on Stamina. And since I'm explaining the reason why you do this, so if you're topped off on Stamina at the end of Flood, you might as well trade 2 to 4 Stamina on Reason, because you're going to get the Tireless bonus no matter what. That's just the guarantee. The reason for that is because no rest action during Flood counts against Restless, so you're going to get Restless. And then, if you take a bath, or still have a bath available, you're going to heal another point of Stamina. So minimum, you're healing 2 Stamina. But if you decide to heal more Stamina, and you have a empty bottle, then you will heal 4 Stamina, and that's why I say 2 to 4 Stamina. Trade that off for 1 or 2 Reason. Anyway, I think I just go all out here. Yeah, we just go all out here, see what we can do. Next turn, we have to start bracing, because there is a quote-unquote bug. I say quote-unquote because I'm quoting myself, and I don't know if it actually happens for sure. But we can brace here, just in case we don't hit these kicks. Actually, I should have just guaranteed them. I'm going crazy there. Don't do what I just did. I took a risk for no reason. But, hey. And then now we're entering Festival at 45% Doom. Again, at this point, even if you're on a challenge run, you have very good odds. Unless your next 2 mysteries are Footage and Botanist, and you have the Roads Closed town effect, then you still need to worry. But, for like, if you're in my situation right now, and we have, what, Festival and... I forgot what the next one is. Sailors? Then you're sitting kind of pretty. Now, the one danger really remaining is the boss here. Also, notice I never haven't used the brick, so technically. But, yeah, the boss here, if you're on Timeline B, and if you work on either Random Timeline, or you set yourself to Timeline B. If you set yourself for Timeline B, either you're purposely trying to fight the boss, or you are just trying to get a freebie out. But, in this particular instance, we'll see. If for no other reason I'm taking Festival now... As I do this really quickly. Before anything else... I think we can fight this, right? I'm doing this for the Caracasa mask, also because we pretty much one-shot this dude. Again, that was like a 40% chance, but he was only doing like a little bit of Doom damage. Again, when, if you're sitting at 45% Doom, or around 45% Doom, on your 4th mystery, and a counter is doing Doom, you can afford to go all out. I wouldn't recommend you do that. If you can save on Doom or HP at any length, do so, please, but... Hey. Also, I think we have enough cigarettes left, because we don't have Takshisan. I could just choose to run from this, but I think I'll fight it instead. I'd rather guarantee one kick than miss both kicks. There's not a huge chance of that happening, but it can happen. And let's go for all this, and if I die here, I guess I've made a bad choice, right? I could have also just prepped the brick to throw, because the brick does 5 damage, but meh. We'll trade Doom here, though. That I will do. Again, sitting at 49% Doom, and I run into Yasugi-san, and I have low reason, I'm going to trade off Doom. The right decision trades off Doom and increases reason. The left one decreases stamina and increases reason. Same thing here. When you fail this luck check, you get 5 Doom. If I succeeded it, I could have gotten more funds for another pack of cigarettes, but again, I shouldn't need it. Yeah, because Sailors is a very... the number of investigations in Sailors is static, as opposed to Footage, Botanist, Household Hell, where you're going to do 3 to 4 investigations, usually 3 in all 3 of those mysteries, actually. And then you don't know how many investigations you do. Maybe you do 2 investigations and get out. Maybe you go through the whole length and do 11 investigations and lose 11 cigarettes as Haru. That's a very Haru-specific problem. But Doom-wise, it's a generic problem. Anyway, moving on. Not really anything I need here, so we'll just take CQC training just in case we do a thing. This is I think if I recall correctly, the event where you can get the semi-auto is a strength check. If I'm wrong, so be it. Alternatively, at the end here, we'll throw the branch and either throw the brick away or the Karakasa mask away. Depends really on if I get to the ritual robe, which I should have been able to do. I have 62% Doom. This is a very low chance, but I did not set the occult shop. Actually, no, I picked Police Station and Vending Machine as Haru, so... We made a decision, and the decision was made. But that being said, probably would have traded the Police Station for the Occult Shop in this case. Again, vending machines is near mandatory on Haru. You can make do without it, but you have to make sure you have another source of cigarettes somewhere, in my opinion. Because without cigarettes, your run... Again, you're a lot slower, and you deal less damage. That's not something you normally want on Harbinger. That's all I can really say. Now, if you're doing the Haru challenge, then you're dealing with another thing. I mean, aside from looking for jank strats, and, you know, we're actually... Well, we'll improvise enough here to throw the thing away here, to throw the thing. And I did have fast hands earlier in this run, right? Or was that the Mizuki run? I'm already forgetting. But you get the point. This is one of the... By the way, this is one of the jank strats, so if you are playing as Haru, and this is one of the jank strats, running to Burning Man and do this. Because it doesn't matter how slow you are, if you have a whole inventory of items to throw, really 12 damage for free for as many encounters as you have a full inventory of broken bottles and branches. Let me repeat that. Free 12 damage... More if you get fast hands, but we're assuming you're doing the Haru challenge here, and maybe you're only, for whatever reason, you only have character-specific perks. Each of these throws for 3 damage, you deal 12 damage a turn, and then, you know, you could probably do that for your next 3 encounters, and if your next 3 encounters include even Rumu Ghost, you might be able to get out in 1 or 2 turns. Now, I still would do I think Rumu Ghost still survives 2 turns, so scratch that, but you get the point. You get to do a lot of encounters at a much easier difficulty. Also, we can now just throw broken bottles and branches away instead, so we'll do that. Yeah, unless I already did the side quest. I did not, so we'll use the torch, or not. Yeah, we'll use the torch. And then, yeah, this is the reason why you want to throw 2 items away, if you don't know what timeline you're on. Because if you don't throw it away, then there is a very real chance of us dying, despite the fact that we are mitigating 1 damage overall. There's nothing else I can say. You want to make sure of that. And now with this, again, so assume I spent like 12 Doom trying to get the Ritual Robe. Yeah, I could have gotten the Ritual Robe this run. Pain. All we really did was just succeed a run. I probably should have just said... Yeah, I probably should have grinded for the box cutter. I just realized my mistake. But, you know what? Lose a run, win a run. This is the filler episode. Dexterity, knowledge. It doesn't matter. We're losing like... not 9 stamina. 6 stamina and 2 reason tops. And then our Doom increases by like 16, but it doesn't really matter. 16 comes from, assume you have the 6th floor, so that's 6 Doom per staircase. And then 10 Doom is coming from failing both second checks in the lighthouse, which this is 5 Doom. And then the next one is another 5 Doom if you forget it. We'll just fail it on purpose. And away we go. So yeah, this is... If you enter the lighthouse with less than 80% doom, there is a very good chance you survive no matter what, if your stamina and reason are also at, like, 10 or above. But really, there's a more specific threshold, but that's just the simple form of it. Anywho, that was the run complete, but we didn't unlock any achievements. Could have definitely unlocked both box cutter. That's easier to do. This is the one that is harder, in my opinion. Unless, of course, again, really quick thing is if you have control over your character and you really want to just cheese the achievements, just make a custom character. Or make a custom character or download a custom character, and if you know how to edit the Ito file, edit the Ito file. In this case, give yourself Expel Evil and Regeneration. The Carpenter Hammer is easy to buy. And then this one, give yourself both items, because if you didn't know, custom characters can start with two bonuses. Those bonuses include, they can be 2 items, they can be a perk and an item, they can be 2 perks, they can be 99 funds and minus 100% doom. Actually, that would be another form of way of doing a lot of these other achievements. But yeah, and then I guess minus 100% doom would help you with this achievement. And then minus 100% doom or possibly 2 healing items will help you with STE. I feel like something else. No, Kana, getting Kana as an ally. Protective carvings, I think that affects you in STE as well. And then some form of healing will probably help with STE. Basically, there's a way to achieve almost every achievement at minimum with the power of custom characters. So if you're really feeling it, I mean, the biggest cheat way would just be for someone to, you know, hand you an Ito file. But, you know, that if there's no other thing to do, then yeah, you can. There's a very sliding scale of difficulty. But yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching. If you want to support me, you know what to do. If you don't, that's also fair, and I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye!